Hey, third graders. Today I'm going to try to show you a different way to add, maybe kind of a strange way for some of you. Maybe this will be your first time doing this. So just try to follow the iMovie and do your best, okay? This is called partial sums adding. I'm going to show you how to do it. Partial has the word part because one of the things you're going to do today is you're going to break up your numbers into their parts, mostly from the ones and tens place. I'll show you how to do it in a minute. Partial sums adding. Okay, here goes. Okay, let's look at this problem. 53 plus 24. Now, if I just said do this, you'd probably be able to add it up and get the right number. But today, I want you to do it the certain way, not just any way. Today, I want you to do partial sums. So what does that mean? Well, maybe you noticed that my numbers are two colors. I did that on purpose. The 3 and 4 are in the ones place, excuse me. The 3 and 4 are in the ones place, and the 5 and the 2 are in the tens place. That's going to be important to realize that to do this right. So remember, every number has a place. That's ones, that's tens. If there was another number, it'd be in the hundreds, and then another number would be in the thousands, etc. But we're only doing this many. Okay, so that's place value reminder, because that's going to matter today. So the next thing I do when I do partial sums adding is I break these into their places. So I put all the ones numbers, the ones place numbers together, and then I put all the tens place numbers together. Let me show you how to do this and follow me step by step. Okay, there's my problem, but the way I want you to do it today is first take the ones numbers, the numbers in the ones place, put them over here separately. Don't even do the math yet, just set it up. So 53 and 24 in the ones place is 3 plus 4. So it takes the ones place numbers and just put them over here. Don't even solve it yet. Okay, if I just did the ones place, the next place I need to deal with is the tens place. But remember, I'm not going to add 5 and 2 because 5 in the tens place isn't 5. And 2 in the tens place isn't 2. What are those numbers? Well, those numbers are these numbers, because 5 in the tens place isn't 5 at all, it's worth 50. And 2 in the tens place isn't 2 at all, it's worth 20. So I'm breaking apart my problem into two places because there's two places, ones and tens. If there was hundreds, I'd have hundreds out here, but I don't. Okay, so now what I do is I solve each one individually. So let's do that together, if I can stay in the frame here. And again, it's always okay to get help. 3 plus 4, that's 7. 50 plus 20, well, 0 and 0 is 0. 5 and 2 is 70, right? Right. Okay, so now that I've done each of those problems, after I took this and broke it apart, then I just do the math because it's adding, right? It's adding, so I add those up. So I add up 70 plus 7, and I get 77. And that's what you will get too. So today, listen, the right answers are great, but what I want to see you do is break apart your number into tens and ones, and then show me the steps you use just like that. I want to see all your work, in other words. Let's do another one. Okay, another example, 64 plus 58. Partial sums. Break them up in the parts. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my ones place numbers and move them over here. Add them up. 4 looks like 4 plus 8. Then I'm going to do another problem with the tens place. 6 and 5, but again, 6 isn't 6 and 5 isn't 5, is it? So the next step will be breaking those apart and redoing them over here. Try to imagine what that's going to look like in the next shot here. Okay, there we are. Remember, 4 and 8 should be over here somewhere. Well, there it is, because it's the ones group. If there were 3 numbers, I'd have 3 numbers here, but there's only 2 right now, 4 and 8. And then remember, I break up my tens. 6 isn't 6, it's 60, because it's in the tens place. 5 is not 5, it's 50, because it's in the tens place. So now, I do each of these problems separately. I do this one, then I do this one, but then I add them up. That's what I'm going to do next. Those are the steps I want you to follow, and I want to see your work. You'll see in a minute. So on your paper, show me these steps. Show me these steps. Yes, it's important to get the right answer. So now I'm adding 112 to 110, because those I'm combining both steps. 0 plus 2 is 2. Next row, 1 and 1, that's 2. And last row in the hundreds place, 1 plus nothing is 122. So 64 plus 58 is 122. That's important. The right answer is always good to get. But today I want to see your steps of breaking it apart and adding the 2 parts up to get the full answer. Let's do another one. Okay, now notice this is ones and tens, but there's 3 numbers now. 34, 35, 36. Okay, don't panic. This is the ones place numbers, right? Right. You can already see I got my tens place numbers there. Take my ones place numbers and put them over there as the same number. You're going to add those up separately. Then your tens place numbers are all 3s, so they're all really 30. So I have 1, 2, 3 of them. So I should have 1, 2, 3 30s. Now you're going to add up the black numbers, which are black just to show you they're in the ones place, and the green numbers, which are showing you they're in the tens place. Add up each column and then add those together. That's what you want to do, and I want to see your steps. Okay, let's add these up. Okay, so there's my row of ones place. 4 plus 5 I do first, that's 9. 9 plus 6. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So this row is 15. What's this row? This row is all zeros, so it's 0. 3 plus 3 is 6. I kind of do this to show where I left off. If that's 6, 6 plus 3 is 90. And what do I do next? That's right. I add this plus that. Again, once I have each row, then I just do one more round and I add up my 2 answers to get my final answer, which is the same as this, right? Okay, what's 0 plus 5? Well, I know it's 5. What's 9 plus 1? It's 105. So 34 plus 35 plus 36 is, you guessed it, 105. Okay, I'm going to do one more example to show you what I want to see on your paper. And if you can take an extra like 5 seconds, if you send me a screenshot of your paper, just try to make sure it's nice and focused and that maybe when you did your math, the ink is dark enough where I can see it. Let's do one more. Okay, last example. Remember, it's always going to be okay to get help. Pretend this is your problem. First thing to do, break it apart. Ones and tens. There's my ones. They're the same thing. Look, they're 3, 5, 7 here. They're 3, 5, 7 there. My tens aren't 2, 4, 6, but they're the 20, 40, 60. So first, break it apart. That's what I want to see, that step that you broke it apart. Next, add up each row and get the right answer. It's always okay to get help. Let's do that next. Okay, I've done my rows. I've done my tens rows and my ones rows. Now I add those together. That's the next step. So remember, show me the step. Show me that you broke it apart and that you're putting it back together now. And then you just do the final math. Let's do this part together. 0 plus 5 is just 5. 2 and 1 is 3. 1 and nothing, 1 and nothing is 1. That's my final answer. Show me this step, this step and that step for each problem. I know that's a lot, but I want to see your work. Thank you. Good luck. Hope it goes well.